I just spent 2 weeks traveling the Balkans with this one carry-on backpack, which holds everything I needed for clothes, essentials, and tech in a package that comes down to 7 kilograms or right around 15.5 pounds, which is pretty lightweight. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through what I packed and why, some of the new gear I tested, and the strategic swaps I made that altogether helped me cut over 5 pounds from my bag compared to my last big Europe trip just a couple months ago. So in terms of what I packed, and when you think about how to approach one bag travel, there's really 5 categories: the bag, clothing, toiletries, tech, and miscellaneous. In regards to the bag I brought, I used the Packed Aero travel backpack for this trip. It's a 35-liter bag that weighs just 2.3 pounds. And considering my normal go-to travel backpack weighs a little over 4 pounds, that's almost 2 pounds shaved off right there. This bag is quite lightweight, but it's not flimsy. The Aero weave material is thin, but it's structured and it holds its shape really well, even when not fully packed. Instead of a traditional clamshell opening, this bag features a unique bifold design. Basically, it opens down the middle like a book with distinct left and right compartments. Now, to be honest, I was a bit skeptical about this setup at first, but after 2 weeks of use, I started to really like it. The main compartment is essentially divided into 2 sides, letting you pack each side with the same level of organization that you would in a hard-sided suitcase. The bag is sized so that it's gonna carry on to 79% of airlines and work as a personal item on 35% or more of airlines. I was able to fit this bag under the seat in front of me on multiple flights during our 2-week trip. I'll link to my full review of this bag at the end of the video, where I break down every feature and I give you my honest thoughts after 2 weeks of real-world testing. So in terms of what went into the bag, you are looking at everything I packed right here. Let's start with clothing. When packing for one bag travel, there's 3 very simple rules to live by. First, pack versatile items that work across a number of situations and could mix and match easily. Second, layering lightweight items beats lugging around big bulky ones every day of the week. And things that are wrinkle resistant and quick drying will just make your life easier. One of my secret weapons for packing light is merino wool, because it is all of these things, and the natural properties of merino make it antibacterial and antimicrobial, which means it can be reworn if needed. So in terms of my main clothing I packed, because I worked in some merino wool, I was able to pack just 5 shirts, 3 crew necks, a polo and a button-up, and this pair of shorts. And every merino piece you see here is by our favorite brand of merino wool clothing, who I asked to sponsor this video, Unbound Merino. There's a lot of options out there, but I love Unbound Merino because their products are quality, comfy, and squarely focused on travel. Plus, they're classy enough to easily go from sightseeing to cocktails in the same shirt. I have personally been buying and wearing Unbound Merino since way before we had a channel worth sponsoring, and I'm not joking, I basically wear their clothing every day of my life, whether I'm traveling or not. So if you're interested in merino wool, hit the link below to see some of my personal favorite pieces, and you'll get a 10% discount. Big thanks to Unbound Merino for sponsoring this video. All right, and then I've got just a couple of other special use things that aren't really part of the capsule wardrobe, if you will. In other words, they aren't meant to be mixed and matched with other things. A workout shirt and shorts that could also double as swim trunks, and some lounging around the house clothes, basically lined shorts that I sleep in, and this super soft tee. All of this packs into this Peak Design packing cube, which has a clean, dirty side. This packing cube is basically my socks and undies. I brought 5 pairs of undies, 5 pairs of merino socks. On the plane, I wore these black jeans. They're my daily drivers, this crew neck, and my new favorite travel shoes. These are the Quartz by Limbs. I'm a big fan of Limbs shoes for travel in general. My second pair of shoes is a pair of running shoes. These are by Ultra, and they go into a Peak Design shoe pouch. And you may not be a runner, or you may not want workout shoes, so this could just be a second pair of shoes, pair of sandals, pair of nice dress shoes, whatever you want. All right, the other clothing items I haven't mentioned yet are these 2 jackets. First, this lightweight zip hoodie. This is merino wool as well. Super comfy and feels like wearing a hug. This is pretty much something I wear every day. I wear this around the house in the morning. throw it on during cooler evenings while we're out and about, and of course I'll have it with me for flights as well. And then this packable rain jacket by Outdoor Research. I always bring a lightweight rain jacket, and I love that this is super packable. It's not the heaviest duty rain jacket out there, and it's not the smallest rain jacket out there, but in the Venn diagram of quality rain jacket and packable rain jacket, I think it's the best. Couple of other things. This baseball cap for runs or water days, it's by Lululemon, very waterproof. Honestly, I don't love the way it looks, but it's pretty generic and quick drying, so it just does the job. And finally, this belt. I wear this on travel days as well. Even though I've had TSA PreCheck for years, my old belt always set off the metal detector, so I wanted to get a belt with no metal. Got this off Amazon, super stretchy, didn't have to take it off once. When it comes to toiletries, I'm pretty basic. Here's what I brought. Toothbrush and toothpaste, sunscreen, some hair paste, my razor, and this portable beard trimmer by Philips. Things I normally bring that I didn't bring this time because 2 weeks isn't that long. Fingernail clippers, and the charger for my beard trimmer. The battery on this thing lasts a really long time, and I only needed to use it like twice. That's it. If you don't see it here and I need it along the way, we'll just buy it when we get there. And this all went into the Evergoods Civic Access pouch, 1 liter. I tested this out for the first time on this trip, and at first I thought it was gonna be my tech pouch, but I decided to try it for toiletries in the end, and I liked it all in all. All right, tech. I wanted to keep it lighter this trip, so I didn't bring a pair of big over-ear noise-canceling headphones. I left them at home, and instead I brought these custom molded in-ear monitors that I've had over a decade from playing live music. They fit my ear perfectly, and to be honest, the sound quality is great. I just rarely talk about them here because they're quite expensive. But there are consumer-facing models out there with pricing comparable to over-ears, and if lightweight is your big focus, I do think this is a swap worth considering. I always carry a small power bank. This one is the Nightcore NB10000 Gen 3. It is insanely light, and it still charges my phone a few times. And because I'm the tech mule for our whole family, I also carry at least one more power bank. This is an older Anker Mag Go that snaps onto your phone and doubles as a stand, but also if you are not someone with wireless charging, you can plug in wired as well. In terms of chargers and cords, I brought the Epica TA105 Max, which was enough to charge all of our devices. Has 6 ports and works in 200+ countries and regions. Basically only used this. Also had the Mojix Power Donut, but honestly didn't really need both. At night, I used the Anker 3-in-1 MagGo charger, folds up super small, and it charges my phone, watch, and AirPods with 1 cord. I always bring a few different charging cables in varying lengths. Extra long for the hotel bed, ultra short for the power bank, and then a few standard ones, including these magnetic self-coiling ones by Magtame. A couple of other underrated things. This little stand for my phone, which is by Peak Design, works when I need to watch the baby monitor, also hooks over the back of the airplane tray table for watching content, and all of this lives in a tech pouch. This is the Slim Pouch by Air. This and this are a little bit of camera gear. I just wanted to address these quickly because I know we'll get some questions if I don't. This was the first trip we've taken where I did not bring a giant DSLR. We mostly used iPhone cameras with some third-party apps, but this is our microphone and some action cams. Also brought my laptop, which yes, I travel with a laptop. If you're on vacation and you don't want to bring a laptop, don't. If you want to go really, really lightweight, you probably wouldn't bring this laptop, but I film videos for a living and I work back and forth with an editor, etc. I will say though, with something like the more powerful Epica we brought and a USB-C cable, you don't need a laptop charger, which is an extra ½ pound. And I didn't bring my remote work setup like I might sometimes do. All right, few other travel gear and miscellaneous things. Copies of all of our important documents in a Ziploc bag, my sunglasses, prescription meds and vitamin C, a pen, just, you know, in case you gotta fill out some customs forms or whatever, a packable date pack, which is great for taking work gear to the coffee shop down the road, packing a picnic, getting groceries, etc. Packs wicked small, and the refillable Owala water bottle. Now, before I packed this bag, my wife Allie also tested a new lightweight backpack and has her own 2-week one-bag packing system. So if you want to see her full breakdown, comment Allie below. So in terms of packing this out, shoe pouch and clothing cubes go in the main packing area here on the left. Tech pouches, toiletry pouch, and camera stuff went on the right, with extra room for my Unbound zip hoodie and my daughter's cute little pink headphones. Laptop and important documents went right here in the middle. I kept the rain jacket and the packable day pack in this front pocket right here. I left the power bank and headphones, sunglasses in the quick access area here. So fully packed out. If you don't bring this camera gear and you don't travel with a ridiculously heavy MacBook Pro like I do, this setup weighs 15.5 pounds, which is hovering around that 7 kilogram mark, and it would serve you very well on carriers throughout Europe and even Asia. And I'll tell you what, I was such a big fan of this backpack. So if you want to go deeper and see my full review, check out this video here where I give you the entire scoop on the Packed Aero 35 liter travel backpack. Thanks so much for watching. Happy travels.